Hi everybody, today is Saturday, March 4th, 2023, and this is episode number 18 of Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. I'm Jane.
And I'm Julie. Welcome. We're excited to be here today, working on some camera angles and some lighting and trying to alleviate one of my double chins.
Well, and I'm having a bad hair day that there's no amount of product judging whatever can fix. So in honor of the Minnesota Twins being down in spring training, I bring you the hat. Oh, I guess technically it's a cap, baseball cap.
Is it a cap?
Yeah.
Well,
just like hair versus bunny. If it's baseball, it's a cap. It's not a hat.
Well, I don't have a hat head, so I don't think you'll ever see me. Well, twins or
I
otherwise.
have a bed head, so
yeah.
I have to have a cap head today.
Well, we are excited to bring you all sorts of things today. Kind of be all across the board with the presentation, but I hope you'll settle in, and I hope you enjoy what we have to show you today.
So, yeah, thanks for joining us. If you are a new viewer, welcome. Thank you for spending some time with us and stopping your scroll long enough to click and to see what we're all about. We hope that you like what you see, and that when you do that, you'll hit the like button and subscribe and ring the bell, tell all your friends. For our returning friends, thank you very much. It's so good to see you again. And I want to take a minute to thank all of you who leave very, very kind comments. You're very generous and kind. We really appreciate that kindness. Over the last couple of weeks, it's made me very sad to come across some of our fellow Flosstubers who are finding a lot of negative comments on their videos. You know, we're very early in this game. They're more established and have more subscribers and more viewers. So maybe just because there's a wider net that's cast, you get some folks that feel entitled and emboldened by pretty much being anonymous if they want to be. Thank you for being kind. Yeah, let's be kind to everyone. You know, yes. there are thousands of floss tubes. There's a floss tube for everyone. If you come across a floss tuber and they're just not your thing, go find your tribe. But please be kind. Let's, as the bougie stitchers would say, let's straighten each other's crowns.
Yep.
And just be kind to each other. I think sometimes we forget that there's real people with real lives and real joys and sorrows that are behind the videos. So anyway, thank you for your kindness.
Thank you.
I know all of you are kind to others, but if there's anybody else out here that needs to hear the message, it doesn't cost you anything else. Any additional thing. Costs you nothing to be kind. So let's do that.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
Oh, that's a good soapbox to be on.
It's hard for me to climb onto the soapbox, so I want to make sure that the step was worth it.
Yes,
so I'll get down now.
You always have such a good way of delivering a message. Mine would have been a little harsher, but that's why you're in charge of all the words.
I have a lot of insomnia time awake to think.
I feel like now that I'm off center and you're like going to disappear, I'm like, Jane, like, come over this way. No. Okay, let's get started. Every episode I have to ask you, do you have any works in progress? Do you have any whips to share?
Julie. Thank you for asking.
I'm excited to see if you do.
I do have some things to share. And once again, everyone, just so you're not caught off guard, I'm not very organized.
Well, she's got it all in the big bag, but the big bag's very overwhelming.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I already know what we forgot to grab out of the drawer, but we'll talk about it later. That's okay.
I kind of feel like we should have the Law and Order sounder. Dun dun.
I have a task when I come in here while Jane's waiting in the wings to make her appearance. I do all the setup, and
I'm in the green room.
It's actually lavender, but yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I have a little checklist to make sure I've got, my Kleenex and my...
I still need bonbons while she gets everything set up.
And I remembered the boards, so we forgot those last 2 episodes, but
we're on top of it.
Yeah. So we forgot a few things, but we'll improvise.
Okay.
Show me what you did.
I worked on Scarlett House floral motif sampler.
Oh.
A little glare. How do I? Okay. I'm learning. I love it. I'm having such a good time with it. I like the fact that you could just kind of complete a motif and go on with your life and that kind of thing. And I didn't have hours and hours on it, but
here's my
progress. So I finished opposite the vase here and put in a couple other motifs. And this is on 40 count Prairie Grass by Seraphim. And I'm still in love with the fabric.
Beautiful.
Maybe for my birthday, because I am going to be in an odd year. And Julie's well documented the trials and tribulations of an odd year. Maybe I will splurge and buy myself a yard of 36 count.
Yeah, I'd do that even
beautiful.
If it were an even year. Don't limit yourself.
Yeah. And then I did a little more work on Tarry.
Ooh.
Shepherd's
I've not
Bush.
seen any of this, so it's kind of like an ooh-ow moment for me as well.
I feel kind of weird because I don't have very many Shepherd's Bush things in progress.
What's wrong with you?
I know.
We better fix that.
I might have to remedy that. So just a reminder, here is Tarry by
Beautiful.
Shepherd's Bush.
And you are getting very close to the bottom. Not the end, but to the bottom.
I didn't finish her at the end of February. Like my goal.
That's right. It's March. No, you're not.
But I did make some progress, and I'll spare you all me taking her out of the scroll bar to show you. But and I'll hold it closer. But what I did was I finished the row of fish here. I put in this row of satin stitches, and then the little curly cues or the little waves. So that's what I did since the last time I saw you.
I think the board in the back will clarify it at all. Oh, I like those swirly things.
Yeah. There are some daunting things ahead.
Yeah. Is that what is that big huge band? It's just satin work? It's not
like a true heart hanger designer. It's just satin work.
It is.
It is a lot of satin work. I don't know what I dropped there, but I'm sure I'll regret it later.
But I think once she gets into it, it'll have some type of rhythm to it, or not.
If you can see, I need to do the lettering that says Joyful Bee with those dreaded flowers on each end.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple more bands. But then all of that kind of white satin work that you see there is like a very intimidating band.
You'll be okay. Like I said, once you get into it.
I think it'll be okay. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough of the old lace.
Is that all done in
finish it? It's all silk. It's all done in silk.
Like silk pearl cotton or silk thread?
Silk floss.
Floss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But I think I have another color in my bin of kind of like leftovers. Okay. I remember at one point, I don't know if it was oatmeal or cream or scones or muffins or whatever it was.
Hungry.
I like big muffins and I cannot lie. I think I had to buy an actual like full skein.
Oh, okay.
So if necessary, I'll just switch over to that color.
Oh, here's your pattern.
I might need that.
Yeah.
And then
it's kind of like Christmas.
Here's Brenda Gervais, Peter and Peep. And I'm doing that on 32 count Vanilla Latte by Be Stitch Me. And I'm using almost none of the called fors. Mm-hmm. I substituted most of them out for color and cotton. And I really, really enjoy the color and cotton fancy floss. And I won't take this out of the scroll bar again, but you can see my progress there.
Oh, he's so cute. You finished his vest?
A full vest. I filled in the wagon. I filled in the Peep.
I love the way that variegated turned on the wagon.
Yeah. And this right here is all needs to be filled in with the tusk.
Okay.
But here you can see, last time I took these off, and some of you asked about, how to work these.
I'll hold it and you, yeah, easy for you to see.
Yeah. So these are just the silicone cable ties. You can get them at Amazon. And what I do is I put it around and stretch it a little bit and pull it over the fabric. And then the magnets help you pull the fabric back. So that's super tight.
Very tight.
Yeah. And I think you get, if I got mine on Amazon, I think there were a dozen in the...
They're not sequential in color, though. You have the blue across from the pink across from...
Oh, I missed the 2023 Julie. Oh, whatever. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Well,
it's fine.
2022 comes in real quick. It sneaks in. I'm trying.
She's backsliding.
I'm trying, but you want to talk about, you have trigger words. I have trigger. What is that? OCD?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Perfection.
I like being OLD. I don't like any. I like that as my affliction.
The OLD.
Yeah.
This is 2023 Collector's Heart by Heart and Hand. And this was a kit, and I'm doing it on the kitted 36 count Heartland, 32 count Heartland from Picture This Plus. 2 strands of fancy floss over 2 fabric threads. And the fancy floss is by Cottage Garden Thread. And the name of the floss is Leatherbound.
Yes. See, I would add that all written out. She just knows it.
Well, wait till we get later into the pile. And this is my progress.
I really like that.
Yeah,
Are you almost done?
I'm pretty... What in the world? I'm pretty close. I think if I spent, like tomorrow on it, I could probably finish it.
But tomorrow has not yet come. You may change your mind.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping on spending the day on Come Tarry tomorrow to get through that wording band, that 1/1, and then get into the fun stuff. But we'll see what happens. You never know. And then I don't know what's in this bag, so...
Ooh.
Oh, a new start.
Something she's not going to share with us. What?
This is Plum Street Spring Moon. This was an exclusive through Fox and Rabbit, but I saw on Instagram that this is a 2023 market release.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it.
That's the one you gifted me as well.
Because I didn't want it to travel from Australia.
I know, but it was going to be a stitch along. You didn't tell me you were going to start it. It's talking about stitchulatas.
Revenge is sweet. And I'm doing this on 36 count Honey by Bestitch Me. This was one of my monthly. And I'm using all of the called for. It's not a huge start. And pardon my thread. And pardon the fact that I didn't press it for you before. But here is my start.
I like that.
I love the bunny, the motion of it and how long the ears are. And
is this the called for fabric? I wasn't paying attention.
No, the called for fabric was 36 count baked clay.
Oh.
Which I'm sure would have been beautiful, but this is what was in my fabric stash.
Yeah.
So that's what I used. And then all of the called for fancy flosses.
Fancy fibers.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm really enjoying that. And then if you could see the has to go.
I need that.
All right, what's in here? This is another new start. This is Plum Street Cardinal Kin. And the called for is 36 count winter brew by R&R reproductions. I didn't have that in my stash. So I am doing this on a piece of 36 count brown paper by JuDesigns.
We pipped this.
We pipped it.
We had a pip day.
And here is my start.
You really did quite a bit.
It's a lot of fun. And the leaves go pretty fast because they're not exactly the same, but you
so
can
you
get
have
into
to pay attention.
You have to count. But you can you kind of get into a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then I have to make fun of myself because I had kind of forgotten, you buy the fabrics and they're folded so nicely, and it was tied up in some nice cording with a nice paper tag on it. And then I opened it up. Y'all, it's a piece that's cut 10 by 54.
That's what you were talking about.
Who buys a piece of fabric that you have no idea what you're going to use it for? That's 10 by 54.
You purchased that.
Yeah.
Were you not paying attention? Or
these things happen.
Nighttime shopping.
They're in the middle of the night. But it's very nice. And this is probably something else. This is a gift. I'll probably stitch it a couple of more times.
Oh yeah. You can stitch it 6 more times. It can be like a shawl,
Yeah.
a master's soul.
And then I think the rest of it I can use for some other smalls. So I'm very excited. It's beautiful linen. It's a linen that I would buy again.
When you texted me and said, I must have miscalculated because this is 10 by 52 or
54.
whatever. And I said, well, was it charted? Count the graphs on the chart? I thought you meant that this, when we were pipping it up, we messed it up, that this said it was 10 by 54. Then I thought 10 squares by 54. I didn't know what you were...
It would have been perfect. How genius would it have been for me to just happen to have a piece of 10 by 54 fabric in my stash? Oh my God, Julie! I didn't know what I was going to do with this piece of fabric.
Yeah, that's one of those text messages where you go, cool.
I have no idea what she means.
Yeah. And then,
which I think, if Julie were honest, is probably most.
Yeah. Well,
it
never surfaced again for me to really think of what words I'd have to type to ask you what the...
So you just scrolled past it,
I'm like,
and it
cool.
was a whatever.
Yeah, I'll see it when it's done. That's a long piece. Got it. Now it all makes perfect sense.
And the finished piece on 36 count is 3 by 5, everyone.
Oh, that's
so
not big at all.
I could take leave enough so that it can stay on the hoop, and I could cut it off.
No.
I would rather do hand-to-hand combat with all that excess fabric.
54 inches.
Like, it's such a noble.
Yeah.
It's such a noble
I'm glad
cause.
you were able to get through that.
I don't mind work.
I'd
suffer for you guys.
Just don't trip on it when you stand up.
Oh my God. This is a new start, but it's a restart for me. So this is something I started a long time ago. I think back in like 2004, maybe. Mm-hmm. And this is Sarah. And this is I Will Always Be a Wildflower.
This is what prompted the pip.
This was the pip prompter.
Yeah. We came in here one night, took out all of our floss and fibers, the bins of 36 and 42, or 40 count fabric, and you can know, it was really fun. We really had a good time. You were a little overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I started this once before.
Here's the before.
And I just thought the colors were hideous. They're just not my colors. So, and I think I was doing this on a 28 count.
A burlap bag.
A burlap sack, a 28 count.
Yeah.
So it's been in timeout for quite a while. But I'm excited about this start for a couple of reasons. Number one, I just love that sentiment. I will always be a wildflower. It's true. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the wild card. I'm the wildflower. I'm the one that none of my siblings or my mom understands. I've been married to my husband for 35 years, and he's still like, I don't get you.
Oh, I get you.
So when we pipped it up, this is my all color and cotton piece. So I am doing this on a piece of 32 count Spectre from Color and Cotton, which was the fabric club for September of 2022. And I am using all Color and Cotton fancy floss with the exception of one color that I'm using XJU Designs. So here is my start.
Yeah, when we were pipping this, she goes, I want this to be the whole redo, Color and Cotton, fabric, fibers. So we looked at the picture. Oh, we needed green. First we had her pick the blue because she loves blue so much. So we picked the blue, and then we matched the purple to the blue, and then we just kind of snowballed from there and tried to stay with the same vibrance because she wanted it more vibrant, not quite so heavy. It was kind of challenging, but it was fun to use a fiber that's, didn't have a conversion.
Yeah. I hope at some point that more designers actually call for Color and Cotton. It's a beautiful fiber to work with. Yeah, here are the colors. Here's my XJU design, my little blackbird, bluebird is one, but then all of the rest of these are beautiful Color and Cotton.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
I'm
that
excited.
come to life.
And I'm doing this one strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I think the color is amazing.
Yes, yes.
So during the dyeing process, whatever process they are using at Color and Cotton is pretty magic because the coverage is amazing. On 32 count, the weave has tightened beautifully without being stiff. I almost regret, I made a request to Angela to see if starting with March, I could be in the 36 count instead of the 32 count. I have a ton of 32 count fabric, not quite as much 36. I almost regret it. I guess I would want to stitch on another piece of 32 count to see if it's consistent or if I just got a piece of fabric that happened to be this beautifully dense. But I almost regret going from the 36. Well, it might be different
to try what a DMC floss or a Weeks or Gentle Arts would stitch on a 32 count. Maybe one wouldn't be enough.
Sounds like a lot of work.
No. But maybe it's the combination of the Color and Cotton fabric and fiber. Maybe,
like
their
a match
fiber.
made in heaven.
Yeah, maybe their fiber is a little chunkier. So that would be kind of interesting to actually see.
Okay, well, you let me know when you're ready, and I would be happy to donate a piece of 32 count.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
For your experiment.
I'll get right
Report
on
back.
I will.
To all of us.
I'll memo you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll include you in the loop.
Oh, I love being in the loop. And that is my stitching. I did not do any hardinger over the last couple of weeks.
Well, when did you have time? I did send you a reminder, though, on Wednesday.
And I pulled it out on Wednesday, but I worked a 15-hour day on Wednesday.
I know.
So I did no stitching at all.
But I did say, good morning, happy Hardinger Hump Day. And I got an emoji back. I won't tell you which emoji.
Do you want me to show it? No. It was a lady doing needlework.
Oh yeah,
it was a gif of a lady doing needlework.
Well, it was the emojis later in the day after it was a 15.
That had nothing to do.
There was no lady in that one.
That had nothing to do with hardinger. So yeah, that's my
fun. You really were busy gal.
Yeah, if I count all of the things that are not quite finished yet because they need charms or beads sewn on them, you know, or there needs to be a little bow made out of floss or whatever. If I count those as whips, with all the other things I've started, just cross stitch alone, I'm in the double digits now. I have 15 to the point where I had to write them on a card.
In her font-like printing.
So, it is really nice to have choices.
Yeah.
And if I'm tired and my eyes are being kind of wonky, I can pull out Collector's Heart or Sophie and have a good time. If I am being like super stubborn about it and my eyes feel okay or whatever, I can whip out the 40 count and do that. It is really nice to have choices. My problem now is I want to start like 10 more things.
Well.
So someday it'll be like Jane and Julie and I'll be like, hi y'all, it's going to be a whip parade. And the video will be like 2 hours long. It'll take 3 days to get it uploaded. Oh,
well,
I'm
I'm kind of anxious to start a few things, but I'm trying to really be good. And, you know, if I can have some control over my life, I guess this is the part I'm going to try.
Yeah. What have you been working on? Oh, y'all, I'm exhausted.
I am too.
I need a cold, refreshing beverage.
Oh, I'm glad you've got one right there for yourself. Let me see. I started a while back, and now I'm picking up with it again. This is Heartstring Samplery Schoolhouse Coverlet Drum.
And this is the one you said was going to be your everyday drum.
Because I'm trying to, I'm fascinated with drums now, and I want to get a collection of them. And I'm trying to work on everyday stuff, so when the time comes, I mean, to put up Valentine's Day on February 14th, that is so not me. And I have Valentine's upstairs, spring downstairs. You know, my family's like, what's going on with Mom? But sometimes it's a lot of work, especially when life just is right there in your face, you know.
Time goes by so fast.
And I wouldn't think once we were retired it would. You know, people go, oh, you're always so busy. And I'm like, doing what? I couldn't tell you what we do. So
director I used to work with in my old life at Target, she retired pretty young. I think she was maybe 55, 56 years old, and moved to northern Minnesota. Hi, Celia. And I get her Christmas letters every year, and she consistently talks about how she doesn't know how she ever had time to work.
Yeah.
Because she's so busy now in retirement. I think that's awesome.
Well, I did do quite a bit of progress. I didn't think I did until I went back to the video, whatever number it was, and looked. But this is, excuse me, the roof was kind of funky to do till you got a rhythm down, and I did it straight across instead of on a diagonal. And this is stitched on. Oh, sure, I typed up a...
Please.
Hold, please. You know what I did? Oh, for the love of pumpkin pie. I typed up an explicit thing and left it. Son of a biscuit. Oh, no, here it is. Oh, because
false alarm, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, everybody, just... Because I thought, there's no way I'm going to remember all this. So this is, and I have to read it, stitched on 36 count, picture this plus Shale. It's one strand of mascara over 2 fabric threads. And I'm a little bit irritated that there's no visible variegation that I can see. So here I am going 1 stitch at a time, which is more time consuming since I'm a sewing method cross stitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of slowing me down, but I'm keeping up with it.
Oh,
and as
great.
you can tell by the pattern, that's a whole lot of rows of black for that house. So this could be a Netflix project that you don't have to count, you know, so I could watch.
Oh, I thought maybe you were going to make a video to go on Netflix, the saga. of the black Schoolhouse.
I don't have to count much, so. But that's what I have. I thought that was kind of fun. A different kind of stitching than what I have.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I really, really like it.
I did find out I was allergic to wool. So as much as I love all the wool, I brought something over and I had to put on gloves because Jane's like, what are you doing? Like food prep or surgery?
And then she's like, yeah, no, I'm allergic to wool. And then she's taking the gloves off. And I'm like, no, take them inside off. Don't touch your whatever.
That would have been not a fun time. No. Not a fun afternoon.
She was very methodical about it. Yeah. All was well.
Yeah.
We lived to eat our Chick-fil-A or whatever it was
whatever
that day.
We did have that day. So next on the docket is, I had to give some love to my red deer. I took it off the scrolls. Oh my gosh. All the stitches.
It is so stunning.
I finished the center flower was finished. I went back and looked. I did the flowers off to the side, and then I did this flower pot thing there. But if you look, these have a pot, and then it's a small, obscure lettering, and then the border. So I am like...
You're in the home stretch.
Yeah, the deer was... The deer line was halfway. So, yeah... But wow.
I wish you could see it in person, you guys.
Yeah, it's better in person. It's stitched on 35 count Weeks Dye Works Confederate Gray, which is the called for fabric. And I am using the called for Gentle Art Sampler threads. However, you spend this much time on it. I was a little, okay, when was this? 1861. I'm sure they didn't have a great array of colors to choose from, so that's fine.
And I heard something interesting. I wish I could remember who was talking about it. How they were talking about the authenticity of, like, is it authentic to stitch one of these reproduction samplers in silk? Because we all think of that as a modern kind of fancy thing. And they did some research. And there was not a lot of cotton fiber back then.
So they were in silk.
So a lot of them were in silk. Silk was easier to find, but it might explain why color palettes are a little more limited.
Well, it was kind of funny when I was stitching. Like they didn't have a charting program in 1861. I know when I chart, they did it right. I learned that with Hardinger. Like Mrs. Johansson would give her doily to Mrs. whoever, and she would copy it and make any changes that she wanted. Nothing was written down, and nothing was written down in 1861. But it's kind of like, why would you have, I questioned, this blue bird and then a blue flower right by it? I told Tom she probably had extra thread left. So I think I'll put a flower
here. And she really
here.
liked blue.
Yeah, but... I found when doing the spiraling of the flower that some of the colors that I have, my toffee, my tarnished gold, and my cedar mill brown are almost identical.
Really?
And I thought hopefully they'll be placed on different parts of the sampler in one of these flowers. That was not the case. So I'm like, well, but that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So the variegation and Sarah from Sarah Stitchy Spot, she's doing hers in silk on a beautiful fabric. I don't recall the name.
1001 Nights, I think.
You recall.
Something like that.
You recall quick, don't you? I knew it was different. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And so everybody's is going to look different anyways. Yes. So I thought, nope, I'm just going to swim with the current.
Kotesh would be proud.
Yes, just do it as charted with the fabric, the fibers I have, because I'm sure maybe the tarnished gold from 10 years ago is different than the tarnished gold you would get now. So, but I'm really pleased with the progress I've made.
I don't know how you can't be. It's just, I want to, I can't start it right now.
Well, so that's and that brings us to, I made a promise or a testimonial that I was going to start spring at Hawk Run.
Oh.
Now,
Here, let's.
I am stitching this downstairs because I can keep it all set up, and I have to use a floor stand.
Yeah.
And that won't work with my recliner. So I sent Jane a picture. And I will post it on Instagram. I said, look, I've established the Hawk Run Hollow base camp.
The command center.
So I do have this much done.
Oh, beautiful.
Just the header.
Yep.
Now, this is a different scroll bar setup. I like this for my stand because it clicks into the grip, and then I can take it out to do my threads on the back. And if I'm stitching over here with the magnifier, I can slide it in that clamp.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling Jane about my stand setup when I sent her the picture, and I'm just gonna tell you the information, and we can put the links below if anyone sees, or maybe I'll do it on Instagram so you can see the stand and know. But remember when we went up to Castle Haven, her and I went up. Now we sit and stitch at the kitchen table that has these hideous little wooden chairs
that are made for dolls to sit
Yeah.
in.
Well, there's no way we were gonna put our, all our goodness on that for 18 hours a day when we stitched. So we would bring our lawn chairs up.
Yeah, our camping chairs.
Jane's camping chair sat a little higher. Mine was kind of one of those sling ones that you use at the foot baseball games.
Yeah.
And when I was so excited because I had this, it is called American Dream Easy Stitch Lap Stand. I thought I'll put that on the table. I'll have my thing to go there. I will be set in my comfy chair. We laughed so hard. I pulled my chair up and it was like this.
Yeah, it was like, Julie, how you doing over there?
I felt like a kid at the grown-up table on Thanksgiving. I thought, well, this clearly isn't going to work. So then I'm trying to put it in between my legs to stable it.
Which is super comfortable for long periods of time.
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. But I still use the setup. It's got holes, so if you're using smaller scrolls, if you're working on a 12-inch. But that's my progress. And I asked Jane if it would be okay if I brought, since I don't have the autumn chart anymore, because God only knows I was never stitching this again. So even though this is a repeat, I'll just scroll it up. This is the autumn.
Lord.
So you tell me how I'm doing. This is the autumn. It is so ungodly long. Oh, look. Oh, we're not done, folks. It's 12 panels. And that's the end.
Oh.
And I wanted to do this because the turkey said Tom. Thank God I was married to Tom. So I have bought 2 custom frames for the autumn and for the spring. I've got to stretch this before my hands totally give out. And I had to start that spring.
I cannot imagine having to pin something that substantial.
I could get sticky board. Yeah, look at me like that. No, it's going to be an ordeal. But I want to do it because I spent all the money on my frame guy.
The money for the frame is one thing, but all of that time.
That when you think that, if you want to hold that up again, these each square is 92 by 92, and more so on the autumn than the spring. They're nearly all filled. That's a lot of stitching. I think at one time I did a very close guesstimation of how many stitches were in this autumn. And it's just, and I do have one wall left in our TV room to put these 2 pieces, and I'd really like to have them up. So
I'm a little concerned I may have to seek therapy, I think, because right now in my 1, 2, 3 stitch cart, you would find the houses of Hawk
you've
Run
got
Hollow.
that one in. I have the Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow,
Oh,
but that one is laid out different. And I thought, well, I could do it side by side, but it didn't have the top arch, and I wasn't going to create that.
Yeah.
But I do have another wall where I could put that. But I thought, Julie, let's just plan on autumn and spring. But I feel good that I got to start. I'll tell you when we're not filming the hideous counting process that I had.
okay.
I won't share that.
And Linda, you asked me what my scroll bars are, and I will answer your comment. And I'll put it in the description box today, but my scroll bars are American Dream Easy Stitcher's Delight
That's
frame.
what I do.
And I bought a set on Amazon. So that's what it looks like. It came, I think it was 6 scroll bars and 2 sets of extender bars.
Sidebars.
And then a roll of tape and I think 4 knobs. So that's what I use. And I really like them.
They are great.
So
And
thanks for the question, Linda.
but the thing is that there are other scroll rod systems.
Yeah.
They're kind of all interchangeable.
To a certain extent,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'm so excited about spring.
And then we had a Pip day over here with Jane.
So PTSD from it.
Well, I had showed her my interest in this. I got several episodes ago. This one.
It's beautiful, and the colors are so rich. And
so what we did, we were going through. This is what I forgot to pull. Jane indulged in a new linen designer, a linen dyer.
From Jody.
Okay.
Trixie Tricycle.
It's the Cedar
River Linen Company.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this one is called
Tephra. 36 count Tephra. Yeah. It's
but
her
with those
linen is
reds
beautiful.
and the greens and the ivory.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted this so bad. Excuse me, and Jane.
Well, somebody has to use the linen, so I kind of consider it our community garden.
Jane said take it, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. She goes, take it and use it and start it. And I am going to get, excuse me, having to read. I am going to order the fibers because Classic Color Works, is that what that is? Has 3 prominent colors. I have the others, and I thought I'm going to use the colorful fibers, so I'm going to dabble in Classic Color Works. Classic Color Works. I don't have any of those.
Oh,
So, but this is a Pip ready to go.
that's going to be so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love her designs.
And that's going to look amazing in my living room with those colors. Oh. So as much as I want to start this, I thought it was kind of funny on our last episode. My daughter, who we fondly refer to as our friend or
our kind subscriber.
Kind loyal subscriber.
Hi, Catherine.
She in the comments she wrote, I'm always excited to watch your video, but even more so to see my inheritance.
Her inheritance on display.
So I was going to make this Forest of Sumatra.
Yeah.
I didn't have the fabric last time, but I got it now. I decided to do it on 36 count Edinburgh antique white. It is beautiful. And then the fibers I'm using just to review because I'm ready to do this now because this is ready to pip because I have it all. Oh, they're kind of just thrown there. But look at that. It is Weeks Dye Works Ocean. And it's unbelievable. But what she said is, as much as she would love to have this, privately she told me that she would enjoy the piece much more if I did it before I followed the bright hot light when I crossed over the Flosstube bridge. So I guess
the Flosstube fancy floss bridge.
Yeah, I guess I'm starting this now then. Is she really?
Oh.
She really. I'm thrilled that she's shown enough interest in this that she goes, do I have to wait till you're dead, Mom? I get that. So I'm going to start that, but I just got the fabric, so I couldn't count it as a whip because I didn't even have a stitch in.
But it's fully pipped and ready to go.
It's pipped and ready to go, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I bought it too.
Yeah. Oh, you did it?
Yeah, I have it.
You did?
Yeah.
What color are you going to do it in? Did you decide?
And I'm pretty sure it'll be a blue. Or maybe
why don't you do it in red?
Oh, sorry, I just threw up in my mouth. Sorry.
Jane! She doesn't like red, but I like red. And I don't care for blue, but well, we know where.
PTSD from 25 years at Target.
Yeah, red.
It'll be a blue. I'm thinking more maybe of a periwinkle.
Okay.
Blue. And I'm contemplating whether or not I want to do it on 40 count with a variegated silk.
Yeah,
silk.
This was done on a Gloriana silk.
Yeah. So if I can't find a blue that I really like, then I might do a shepherd's bush kind of light sage spring green.
Oh, that would be pretty too.
A variegated.
I don't think you can go wrong, but I know I didn't want to do it in red, and I know I didn't want to do it in black.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll jump on that blue buggy that's strolling by and see how that works.
I'm so excited to see the progress. Yeah. That'll be amazing.
Yeah. So do you have any finishes?
I do not have any finishes.
You don't? No, you're not a loser.
How
can you have finishes when you have all the starts?
I started too many things. I was like a drunken sailor. You know, there was one night where I think I worked on 3 things in the course of maybe like 3 hours.
Cool.
I started one thing and that was like so much fun. And then I was like, oh, we pipped that up. I could start that. How about that? I'll do that now. And then that was about an hour. And then I thought, I have to start the other one. The other one can't remain unstarted.
Yeah.
And then I started that one, and pretty soon it was 11 o'clock, and I'm like, what's going on? Must sleep. And then I think I pulled something else out. Maybe Collector's Heart, something that was a little easier to see and stitched way too late. But
well,
so
I
did
fun. The Red Deer sampler every night. I strapped in and kicked back and was all, I'd have to say, I want to take a break. Will you bring me a cookie? I didn't even want to get out because I was all set.
Yeah. And when you are finally sitting, doing what you love and absolutely nothing hurts.
Yep. That's where you got to stay. So I did
House could be on fire and I would be like, it's fine. I'll wait till the firemen get here. Sorry.
I did work on the Red Deer sampler, but then the last 2 nights I jumped on the Schoolhouse to get a little of that. And I was downstairs because I had to get that started. So now I'm going to dedicate a couple hours, if I have a couple hours during the day. Well, it's, not so chilly.
But you have finishes, right?
Well, yeah, I do. This one,
I got it.
As much as I said, this is all I stitched on, I finished the Rovaris Love. This is where I really came into play that I'm allergic to wool. So I will have to glove up when I do the finishing on this. But I love it.
No pun intended.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is gorgeous.
The colors are so intense in real life.
And this is what, 30?
30, I wrote that down too.
Count Peony?
It's 36 count Peony by Fiber on a Whim.
Oh, beautiful.
And I did change the colors to match. I had a red in mind, and then I put the green. And I did go to the ecru like they had for the little flowers.
Yeah. The vine with the green leaves is just so stunning.
Yeah. And I was going to make this into a pillow. I'm not a good pillow maker. I'm a good pillow maker. I don't like the way...
It's not your thing.
It's pillows, they kind of whoop, and I don't...
They sag.
Yeah. As much as I love a good swirl, I'm not a fan of the whoop. So I thought I would make this into a drum, but not this way kind of drum, although I could. I want to do a this way kind of drum, like a barrel. No, what would it be? Wouldn't be a drum, a tube, like a tube.
Like a Swiss roll.
I love it when you put things to food. Surprise. Yeah, like a Swiss Miss cake. Swiss roll.
Like on the Great British Baking
Yeah.
Show when they have to do the Swiss roll.
Yeah.
And they have to make sure that their Victoria sponge is
Well,
pre-rolled when it comes out of the oven.
But I do make, you've not had my chocolate.
I got a piece this
I
year.
did for Christmas with mascarpone filling. Oh my gosh. All right, I digress. So, I still don't know. And I'll just have to glove up and work. I think I need the wool that I have isn't enough to do what I want. So maybe, hopefully this week, I can stop at a quilt shop that I patron. She always has a good selection of wool, and see if I can find a coordinating thing to go with. But I really want to get this done because that is just way cool. So that was my finish. You did not have heart hanger.
I don't have heart hanger this time.
Well,
I will next time. But
I have another finish, and I'm sharing this because we have traveling dressers in our family. I had them when Catherine was little. Then Catherine had them when she moved out, and I got them back. And then when she had Bella, she got... So now I have both dressers back. So I now have a drawer of no return. In fact, you have Elizabeth's dresser and Catherine's dressers are the exact same dressers.
yeah.
And so now I too have a drawer of no return. So
I thought this day would never come. I'm kind of verklempt.
But the thing is I got to organize all my stuff. All my models, I've got a tremendous amount of models and doilies, and I'm pressing and rolling them and labeling
Your what?
them. My doilies.
You're doing what with them?
Oh, I'm pressing them, washing them, pressing them, rolling them with fresh tissue because they've got the 25-year-old tissue, and labeling them. So if you wanted me to bring the June, I'd know where the June was. I didn't have to unroll 9 of them to find it.
I would just have to empty the drawer on the floor and
No,
sort through them like laundry to find something.
But see, that's my thing, organizing.
I used to like it when I was healthier and I was actually mobile.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love to do the same thing. Now it's just a big chore.
So I was going through some of my small things, and I ran across what I created, and I thought, I need to get a box to put these in, because these are box worthy, not just
I've never
bin-worthy.
seen these.
You've never seen them?
No.
I had a piece that I used as a beginning doily that just had plain wrap. Oh, what did it have on it? It had plain wrap, picots, a joining wrap, dove's eye, and dove's eye variation.
I can't even.
Okay, so I taught at several classes, but I wanted to do something special. So I made a handbag.
Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy.
And lined it with beautiful plum. Yeah, and had the beaded fringe. And then I thought, that is so cool. But you know what? I did this in 2007. And Catherine was already married.
Look at the cording, everybody.
But I stitched it yet again in white. And
Oh.
I wanted to put this away if my sweet, sweet Bella ever chose to use that. Either one in her, if she so choose, if and when she got married. She's just turning 17. But when I was going through all my stuff, I thought, okay, I've got to put these aside, and I'll put them up in the bedroom. Bella's got a bedroom at our house, and I was going to, they're in little pretty boxes, all the keepsakes. So I wanted to share these, so thank you for letting me share. And they're all fully lined bags.
Yeah, and heart hanger is not just for doilies and table runners. Yep, fully lined.
So yeah, so they're fully lined. And this is a pattern. That's what sucked up 2 days. I didn't have any patterns left, but I thought I really don't want to show this and then go, oh, too bad.
It's OOP.
Well, this was before I really knew how to chart, because 2007, I wasn't real versed in my charting. It was multiple pages. I got it done, and I did put, I don't know, my quantity is very low, but there are some patterns, chart packs available, and they are 24 pages of instructions. So I think it's everything but the menu of what I ate the day I designed it. and you know, me coming over and helping you, but I couldn't believe that. I had to locate and print each page. Then I ran out of toner.
Of course.
Then I ran out of paper, and I'm like, I had to collate it all. It was on the washer, dryer, freezer, the extended table ironing
collating
board.
station.
Oh my gosh. It was like, seriously. So there are some patterns available if anyone's interested in that. Make it whatever color you want, whatever trim, trim, whatever.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me share. And I'm cool. I found a box to put them in. So
the link to Julie's website is always in the description box.
And Catherine, this will be upstairs in Bella's closet, top shelf. So
next to the what was it? The extra angel.
No, the angel is in the bassinet table.
Right,
Yeah.
but it should have my.
Oh yeah,
it's clearly labeled. So Catherine, if you go looking for these bags,
but you know,
walk away from the angel. Just take your hands off the angel. Slowly back away.
But you know, that's what moms and grandmas do.
Yeah.
When you're in an apartment and then you buy your first house and you're getting all established. Well, I have Bella's christening dress. I bought one of those really pretty floral little suitcases with the metal handles, you know. So I've got that in there with the hanger and the tissue. So I've got all that stuff. And Catherine's baby book and Matthew's baby book and graduation pictures and all of that.
Evie's baby pictures are right up there.
Right up there we put them. But that's what moms and grandmas save that stuff. Yeah. But it's all in one place. So thanks for letting me share.
Oh, they're beautiful.
So that brings us to delightful deliveries. Do you have any? You've got to. Jane.
I do have one thing. So I did buy the Sumatra forest.
Mm-hmm.
Forest of Sumatra, like Julie did.
That I found out was not in the Grand Tetons on our trip.
I meant to pull it, but I didn't. But you remember Julie's America cross-stitch piece.
That's what else I forgot to bring. Yep.
And there was the big piece. God Shed His Grace on Thee, USA, and then like another, motif on the bottom. But there was another piece that is only the letters USA. Well, I would really like to stitch that, but I decided instead of like on the 32 count natural that it calls for, I ordered a piece of 32 count heroic from Picture This Plus, and look it has red, white, and blue in it.
That will be perfect for that piece.
And so I thought I would try that, and I'll pick a blue and a red that don't clash with the colors. But I mean,
That would be perfect.
Look how
I forgot that on the ironing board, that pattern.
look how beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try that and see. And then I can already see, I think I have Shepherd's Bush. I think it's called Patriotic Notes.
Mm-hmm.
It's either that or Liberty Notes. I can't remember. Kind of almost feel ashamed being a collector that I can't remember.
Wow.
But I think I would do one of those on this.
On that.
And it was beautiful.
And she also, that was my bad. The Cedar River fabric, there were 4 other pieces, and
gorgeous.
I forgot to pull those, and I'm not going to.
It's well established that I have more
but
fabric. I would really like to go through. So I watched a video from Vanna Pfeiffer this week where she talked about how her goal is to stop being a collector and be a stitcher. And that really like hit home for me. So many beautiful things. My tastes have kind of changed a little bit. But I want to stop collecting things and I want to start stitching more. And that doesn't mean I'll never buy anything or, splurge or whatever. But I have stash accumulated beyond life expectancy at this point.
I said, why don't you pull out all your fabric? And she goes, because I'm not embarrassed, but they don't need to see all my fabric. I said, but it's beautiful fabric.
It's obscene.
But
it's obscene.
So we'll have to pull a few pieces out every time as we create with them. But
I really would like to go through my things and really make a decision about what I don't think I'll ever stitch versus what I would like to find the time for. And then find someone to adopt.
Yep.
All of those things that maybe are not my thing anymore. A lot of them are older, so they might be unicorn charts for somebody. So, maybe at some point we'll help adopt all that stuff.
We talked about it, but we're not doing it now. So everybody settle down. But, with the scams that are going on, we don't know anything about number generators or how to do a drawing I could just pick an address from one of the multiple people who ordered from me and just send them something. But we've talked about this, but we don't know how to do it and we don't want to do it wrong. And
maybe once we get past 2,000 subscribers or something, that would be an awesome way to celebrate.
Yeah, but we'll have to check maybe with another couple Flosstubers or ask how they do it because we just don't know.
We'll pick keywords for each piece and I'll download the random comment generator.
Was that
random comment picker from YouTube and yep.
See, look at you have all this information holding out on me.
Like I said, I have a lot more time at night to do these things. But what did you get delightfully delivered?
Well, I kind of was a fabric junkie.
Oh, fabric is the best.
I got, this is a hand-dyed, it just says hand-dyed linen palomino. It's just a real
great neutral color.
Kind of light. Not caramel, it's very nondescript. Yeah. But I thought, I have to, 36 count.
I was going to say, wait a minute, unless my eyes are deceiving me, this is a 36 count.
Oh, hold on to your hat. Hold on to your cap. This is exceptional 36 count. I don't know what's wrong.
Oh, it's a beautiful.
Oh, wait. Here is Edinburgh. What is this? Half cap, no whip, light on the drizzle. Some of these names. No, this is 36 count light mocha.
You can't really go wrong
with
the
because
mocha.
You know what I want to do? I want to do some black samplers on this.
Yeah.
Because that will go good downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
So, and then I bought this, Jane, because you had mentioned, should you have nothing but time left after you do the USA on your fancy fabric, I actually bought 36 count Edinburgh Raw Natural, because I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. I'll wait till she screws the cap on.
It's going to be big.
And she swallowed because I don't want any pop squirt on. I really am enjoying working with one strand of flowers.
I'm sorry. You broke up. Can you say that a little louder? A little closer to the camera. Let's lean in.
I really enjoy 30 fabric.
Did you say you really enjoy working with one strand of floss over 2 fabric threads?
On 36 count.
On 36 count linen?
Well, only because I can't see 40. I'm not going to say I'm going to go exclusive, but I put enough thought into it to buy a whole stack of fabric.
Oh.
Yeah. So I really want to do black samplers for my sampler wall, and my downstairs is not white, so I need to have a warm, a warm color. And then
these are all beautiful.
And then this is 35 count lamb's wool.
Lamb's wool is so hard to find.
Yeah. And lamb's wool used to have a pink tinge to it.
Yeah,
it no longer does.
It was a little peachy.
Yeah. So I did buy that. And then, excuse me, I get all excited and then my voice decides to go croaky. Last episode.
Karaoke?
Yeah, I did the Love Letters by Rosewood Manor. And then I got this.
That's beautiful.
The Rosewood Hearts.
Yeah.
And I think I'll have to look if it would go on something round or if I would do the heart shape. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to use Peony. I'm going to use Peony for one, and I'm going to do an intense, An intense lavender for the other one. And so I bought you one too.
Oh,
it comes with a little heart charm.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. This one comes with a little heart charm.
Thank you, Julie.
So I got that. And then
it's kind of girly. I like it.
I'd say now that I have a dresser, I too now have a Judy drawer. Jane gifted me one.
Buckleberry quilts. Hi, Judy.
Hi, and Judy from Judy's Project Bag.
Yes.
So I have 2 Judys in the same drawer.
And they get along okay? And
yes, they do.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they do. Both lovely women and beautiful projects. So I learned how to use Instagram. Finally, I got a notification. I don't know. I don't know if I was at the store, if I was in the bathroom, but I'm like,
that's the worst. That's the worst. You're like somewhere and it's like, Judy posted bags. Oh God, I'm in the middle of a meeting. I can't do this right now.
I gotta wash my hands really quick. So I got one.
Oh, heavenly days.
I know.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
goodness.
I thought I heard something being delivered on that day. We got an inch of rain.
Look how perfectly
the back.
It's cut in the back. So you get that full floral
Now
bouquet
I
back.
was.
Oh my God.
And then the lining. As you can tell, there's nothing in it because I'm not done.
Oh, here.
I'm not done admiring it. Here's her card. So I was all in, bound up and laid out in my recliner stitching. And I heard the doorbell ring.
You were
and I thought,
in bondage?
No.
You were all boned up?
Yeah, all bound up, blanket, pillow, everything ready to go. And I heard the doorbell ring and I'm like, oh, I am not ejecting out of this for, someone selling a, siding or something. So they didn't ring again, so I knew it wasn't like a solicitor. And I'm sitting there, and it was pouring rain. It was just horrible, that rain that we got.
Yeah, over an inch that day.
And then I had gone on my phone, and it says, your package had been delivered. I'm like, that's my Judy bag. Well, you can't quickly. You have to push the button and wait for your chair to,
Make sure
you know,
the
make
pile
everything.
does it. Yeah.
And luckily the postman had put the cardboard mailer up against the door so it
Under the
didn't get
overhang
wet.
of the house.
But I'm like, oh.
It's gorgeous.
I've got to get this out of there quickly. Yeah, so that was really special. So now I will go put this in. I have 2 Judys and 1 Judy. I got 3 bags now. And there again, I need to use them. Yeah. All hers are.
Yep.
And I put mine in plastic bags, but I love...
Plastic is good. It's still proof.
Yep, I love red. I just love the color red. And so...
I like you anyway.
Yeah, well... I'll have to give these to my friend.
You will.
So I think that's all I've got other than my pathetic attempt that I found my journal. We're going to journal after lunch.
We're going to find some stickers and do some things.
I do have my journal. And just to show you how up I am, there's January with nothing. Except for the compass for Catherine's birthday. And then, of course, we can't forget March. March, I didn't even have time to even sit. But February, you can tell. Nothing.
My February looks the same because I have it all in the calendar app on my phone.
I have nothing.
And then I was just going to sit down and pound out February. But...
So now we have March.
Well, we'll get a head start on March. And then we'll
Because
keep
March
up.
is my, the big B. Miss Bella turned 17 this year. So where does the time go?
You know what else March is?
Yes.
March is Lymphedema Awareness Month.
Oh. I thought you were going to say it's Elizabeth's birthday as well.
It is also Evie's birthday in March. But March is Lymphedema Awareness Day. I was diagnosed with primary lymphedema in 2014, the first time that I survived a bout with sepsis. It is a not often diagnosed and kind of a misunderstood disease. So shout out to all my fellow lymphedema warriors. You know who you are. We can do this. So yeah, Lymphedema Awareness Month.
We'll have to put an L on our chart then. I don't find it. Not that kind of L. Oh my gosh. So yeah, after lunch, because that's lunchtime, we always do this. Late lunch, upload, play with stickers.
Watch Flosstubes.
Yep, we watch Flosstubes together. That's always great fun. And on a nice sunny day in Minnesota. So I think that's all we have to bring you today in all its mismatched glory. So take it away.
Okay. Well, we want to thank all of you for joining us today. Thanks for spending some time with us. I also want to say a special thank you to Tiny House Stitcher and B&E Stitchery, who were very generous in giving us a kind shout out in their latest videos. So I will put them in the mentions in the description box, and please go show them some love. We would really appreciate that.
Yes.
We will see you again in a few weeks. Until then, please remember to give yourself one more day. Just one more. This world needs you in it. I need you to be in this world because each and every one of you matter to me. So please, please, please give yourself one more day. The darkness is not a forever thing. I just promise you, it's not. So give yourself one more day. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's pinky swear like we always do that we'll meet back here again in a few weeks and have another adventure together. Until then, we wish you nothing but the best. Health, happiness, the abundance of all the things that make you happy. And until our paths cross again, happy stitching, everybody.
Happy stitching.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. The longest 8 seconds of our life.